webcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to TechGig webinar series, our endeavor to empower techies. We believe that sharing of knowledge is the key to enhance our skills and grow us as professionals. With this principle in mind, we have initiated a series of webinars conducted by industry experts to give you all a crisp insight to various domains. The topic of today's session is Next Generation Distributed Capture. Our guest speaker today is Mr. Varun Ghai, Product Expert, Enterprise Content Management and Business Process Management at Newgen Software Technologies Limited. Varun is a result-oriented executive with rich experiences, business analysis, pre-sales consulting, solution design and architecture, product management, and process automation. He is an expert at identifying client business process needs and conceptualizing business solutions. With strong technical knowledge of business process management, virtualization, ERP implementation, software as a service, cloud computing, WCM, and KM solutions, Varun boasts a pragmatic approach in improvising on solutions and resolving complex business issues. So without further delay, I introduce you all to our guest speaker. Over to you, Varun.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. I suppose I'm audible to everybody, and just before I suppose my screen is visible to everybody here.
Varun, it's visible, you can start.
Yeah. So just a quick minute on some fact sheet about our company, that what we do. That's why we are related to document capture and what we are talking about, that distributed capture. See, we are a leading provider of document capture, distributed as well as centralized, enterprise-wide content management, business process management, and customer communication systems. We have over 900 installations in 50 countries with over 150 plus major financial services in BFSI sector mainly, and focused operations and growth in India, Middle East region. And we are recognized in Gartner Magic Quadrant since 2009. So that's a small brief about my company, and that's how the background set for the rich experience of 21 years that we have started with imaging, archiving and business process management. So our agenda is distributed capture. Distributed capture, why distributed capture is required, how it will get achieved, and what is it, is it inside. So basically, see why distributed capture is prevalent today. That today is the world of speed. We all know that a smartphone came and everything is coming to the picture. So speed is playing a very important role. So we want to capture the information, the documents, when it is getting generated as fast as possible and at the source itself. So that's how the need arises. For example, if I take example today, if we apply for a loan, we go to a bank, we submit our documents, the documents are not proper, then there is a to and fro happens, and at least we have seen through the analysis reports that approximately 48 to somewhere 56 hours are required. That is the ideal scenario that all the documentation is complete. So imagine a scenario that somebody is coming with a mobile capture solution to your home and capturing all the document from the device itself. So that's how the information should come as fast as possible. So distribution or the capture is very important. We can see some facts that's an eye opener to everybody that why it is important. 90% of the corporate memory is still paper-based across the world. Professionals spend 50% of their time searching for information and 18 minutes to locate each document on an average. This is the study published by Gartner. Companies typically misfile up to 20% of their record, thus losing them forever, or retrieval is becoming a very, very cumbersome task. For lost document or the lost in transit of the document, because the document is moving physically from one location to another, companies pay cost of searching 6 times the value of the original document, because you need to search where is the document, photocopy, again couriering back the document, and the time is getting involved. Companies which manage their own files, employees spend between 20 to 40% of their time searching the documents manually, and these are the published results. Paper files are doubling every 3 to 3.5 years today, depending upon the industry, depending upon the volumes, but this is an average figure. The average document is copied 17 times approximately in 2 years of scenario, and if we talk about the entire document life cycle for 20 years, or in a loan scenario or in an insurance time, sometimes it is getting copied up to 50 times we have seen, or printout has been taken 19 times. So 30 to 40% of time typically employee spends in looking information, logged in emails, we have seen it. We always search our emails when we require, documents, shared disk, and the cabinets. So I hope you all agree with that the information is, is we are not getting the information as fast as possible. Now why is it so? Because we are not capturing it properly. So the capturing of documents or the information is very, very important, so that it can be archived logically and so that we can search it properly. The document should not lost in transit, the information should not go lost in transit. So 100% business loss of those transactions where document don't reach right person or at the right time. So why we need to capture documents? Though we have discussed, see, majority of transactions in business world are document centric. If we talk about BFSI or shared service center or a manufacturing organization, the transactions in business world are document centric. Those documents are flowing either through faxes, emails, physical document, electronic documents, but the transactions or processes are document centric. Documents are spread across customers, employees, branches, geographies, external parties, internal parties. Each local office, branch, customer has different priorities and challenges. If we submit a document in any branch or in any location, the general tendency is to photocopy it. Again, keep it in the branch and then forward the file. Documents at remote offices are hard to access and critical for business decisions. For example, let us say 3 years down the line, when there is a space crunch in a metro city, the documents move to a warehouse location, and then access to those particular documents or files is really going to be a cumbersome task. Large and global organizations want to centrally archive and process transactions, controlling leakages and theft, lost in transit, assuring business continuity, meeting the compliance, and completing transactions on time, every time, and first time right. There is one more word I have added, first time right. So that's why we need to capture the documents and from the source itself. So where are those documents? Let us see where are those documents today. See, mails, our emails, office documents, etc. Financial and legal documents, operations, sales front office, customer documents, very important, where the documents are really, it is very prone to loss in transit where we face the customer. So this is a typical scenario of a bank branch, we have seen it. New business applications, identity document, address proof document, when you visit to a customer. So documents and information flow. If we see regional hubs, branches, partners, customers. So if we say either from a, if we visit to a branch, if we see that through this that flows through a branch, and if we talk to customer, then it's flowing through a customer. Then it is going to a DSA and then going to the branch and regional hubs. Okay. So what we are looking at is this. This is the flow of the document. So we need to capture document at the source itself, which is either from a customer or from a direct selling agent or from the branch itself, and it should not go physically document from these places to the head office or the central processing units. So why we are saying so is that, for example, if the customer is visiting any branch or location, we should be able to scan the documents properly at the branch itself, and it should go through a system to the centralized processing unit for further processing. So the scanning should also be in a distributed mode but intelligent. See, if we are scanning like that, we are scanning the documents and then storing those files in a normal desktop and sending it through emails, there are chances that there is a loss in documents in email also, and the size of the file is very, very heavy, and the person on the other side can say that I have not received the email. So it should go through a proper system or through a proper channel or through a proper software. So if we meet to a customer here, then probably we should have a mobile capture kind of solution, which is, we are moving to the next generation document capture, where a mobile device is with the sales agent and he will capture certain data. He can scan the document then and there itself and upload those documents to head office or central processing units. Similarly, for our partners or channel partners, for example, if we have seen it through the telecom operators, they have a small channel partners who are collecting documents. So we should have a mechanism that they can upload those documents, or they can also scan those documents to a website kind of thing, and then they can reach to central processing unit for further processing. So who needs to capture the document? Legacy, banks, from predominant, insurance, very important, construction and re-engineering, BPO and other organizations, retail stores, financial institutions, and other large organizations. Everybody needs to capture the document. So virtually every organization has a scattered document all across. Business need is centralized document archival system in a logical manner so that retrieval becomes very fast. So search and retrieval becomes very fast. So for retrieval becomes very fast, the capturing is very important thing. So we have to capture the document properly. Shared service centralized processing center should get the document at the right time so that they can speed up the processes, meeting the business and operational compliances, reducing the cost of operations by not copying the documents every time for printing, by printing or by photocopy, reducing document leakage, thefts and loss, processing requests faster to meet turnaround time. If the document flow is electronic, our turnaround time will become faster automatically. So if we are not couriering the document from one branch of the same company to another branch, then the turnaround time becomes very fast if it's coming through a proper channel. Faster processing than competitor, servicing customer better, and documents anytime, anywhere. So that's the business need. And how we say how. How should we capture the document? Very important. Now we have seen that why we need to capture the document. It is very important to capture the document distributed environment where it is getting generated and from the source itself. But how we do it? There are multiple channels. See, today document capture lifecycle is traditional post, faxes, speed post, emails, scanning, traditional scanning, mailroom scanning, social web document capture, and the mobile capture. These are the modes of document capture lifecycle. Now we have automated these particular modes, if we say. We will see in our future slides. So these are the document capture lifecycle modes. Ways: local processing at all branches, no capture. So no central archiving, document capture ways, time consuming, no visibility. They are collecting the documents but not processing it. Completely centralized capture, then high cost and time to send documents centrally. Hub and spoke capture, lack of central visibility, time consumption and tracking of document from branches to hub. So these are the modeling, completely decentralized capture which we are talking about, document capture at source and low processing time. Let us discuss this in detail. Local processing at all branches, no capture. They are not capturing the documents at all. Completely centralized capture, branches are collecting the documents and couriering it to the centralized capture. So there is a probability of high cost and time to send documents, and there is a probability of loss of documents, and also sometimes the documents will take time, for example 6 to 7 days. Hub and spoke capture, lack of central visibility. You create the regional hubs where the documents are coming, and then you can go. So time consumption and tracking of documents from those branches and hubs. Completely decentralized, what we are saying is that you can document capture at the source itself, either at the branches or when you meet to the customer. So let us see the architecture of distributed capture. See, we can capture the documents from a branch office, a mobile workforce, electronic documents which we prepare, and this is our server for Omni capture for document exchange. So you can capture the document, you can process the documents, and then you can upload those documents for archival, or you can send them for, let us say, through a business process or through a repository or through core applications where it is required. What we mean to say, let us understand this slide in detail. Let us take a scenario of an insurance company or a bank who are having, let us say, of 1,000 branches across the geography or in India. So what we are saying is that as the documents are coming to a branch, they should be scanned properly. While scanning, you should attach certain key parameters to the documents which helps in retrieval of those documents. The classification of the document should happen properly, and that's why we are saying is that this particular exchange server is very, very important, where the document processing is happening. So whenever we scan a document, it should be classified automatically, so that the first 4 pages could be the application form, the second could be ID proof, address proof, etc. And you can tag certain data along with the documents. Also, the document needs to be compressed. The software should be capable of compressing those documents. By compressing, what we mean is that, see, today organizations are scanning those documents and emailing it right away. They are not processing the documents, or very practically we are saying there is no software by which we are doing the scanning. Now in that scenario, first of all, the emails, they can say that we have not got the email. The central location can say we have not got the email. A normal 10-page document, if you scan from a normal scanner and there is no compression technology involved, then it will take a size of approximately 2 MB of a 10-page document if you scan it on a 200 dpi dot per inches, which you set it in the scanner. Now if you scan it through this particular Omni capture document exchange server, then it will become reduced to around 600 to 700 KB, which is tested in our labs. So first of all, the storage capacity, the retrieval time becomes very faster. So here, whenever we capture a document, let us say through scanning, you can capture a document through a mobile workforce also. So as we are discussing here, for example, we are discussing a mobile workforce that if you have a tablet, if you are going to a customer, capture the documents then and there itself. The security is lying there. Once uploaded, the document should not be on the mobile device itself. You cannot access those documents from your gallery. So our patents or our document compression and the document imaging capabilities are in this mobile capture solution. Now, electronic document, for example, if you are preparing a document in Word, PPT, or in Excel, you can directly upload those documents to a document repository or to a business process solution or to a core application or legacy systems. Similarly, if a fax can come to the organization, it will get integrated through a write fax server and then also can be processed. So we can capture the document from any source, be it a mobile capture, be it a, for example, the capturing can happen at the branches through scanning, fax, and emails. Also, the technology should be such that it can crop the certain portion of the documents. For example, if the signature should go to a core application, this particular Exchange server should be able to crop the signatures and the relevant signature should go to the core application. Give me a second. So this is the distributed capture scenario where you can capture documents from multiple sources, process those documents so that the data extraction in terms of technology is such that now if you capture the document distributed environment, you can capture certain data or you can process certain data or you can extract certain data where the technology such as OCR, ICR can happen so that the pre-printed data can be extracted automatically from the application form or from the documents. So that's processing. So if there is a barcode or a barcode sticker is there, that can also be captured or that can also be read properly. So if you have put RFID on the document, that can also be read. So this is the processing power of OmniCapture Document Exchange server. And you can have monitoring and tracking of reports that how many documents are uploaded by which particular source and how many are processed. So basically you capture the documents. That's how we are saying that next generation document capture. You can capture the document from various sources. You can process the document. So by processing means auto categorization of documents based on certain industry standard separators such as barcode separator, fixed page separator, blank page separator, which segregates the document, which segregates the files automatically. And the data can also be extracted from those documents. And finally, once these are processed, they can be sent to a centralized repository or to a business process management application or to the core system. So these are some of the scenarios of capture scenario. This scenario is saying that centralized single mailroom capture. You have, for example, 1,000 locations and every location is couriering the documents to a centralized at one city. So perform large batch processing of standardized documents at a centralized mailroom. Elimination of paper from paper-intensive processes, highly standardized and controlled environment. So that the benefits are, this entire scanning is happening in a controlled environment. You can process more documents in a day, or you can scan more documents or capture more documents in a day because operational efficiency will come in centralization. But constraints are expensive infrastructure, highly skilled operators, shipping and mailing cost, very big cost. Again, if a branch is transferring those documents or couriering those documents to a centralized, they will definitely copy the documents or they will definitely photocopy the documents. Risk of lost or damaged document in transit, less security control, relatively high turnaround time, definitely, because the courier takes time, the segregation takes time, the consolidation takes time. Additional label for separating and sorting, which we just discussed. So these are some of the constraints of centralized capture. Now distributed, multiple mailroom capture. Capture extended to geographically distributed mailrooms at major locations, each processing high volume of documents. Reduced cost of international shipping of documents, standardized and controlled environment. That's also the same that you have prepared, you have actually developed the regional hubs of the multiple mailrooms. Again, expensive infrastructure at each mailroom, skilled operators are required, risk of lost or damaged documents because the small centers are sending documents to this regional center. Less security control, additional labor required to separate and resort documents. Now again the capture scenario, distributed mail room and branch capture. So branches are also capturing the documents and a big mail room. Capture happens at the central mail room as well as at the branches, comparatively low volume of documents. Benefits are short turnaround time because branches is scanning the document and uploading it. So immediately there is no couriering of documents. So processing will start as early as possible. Increased productivity, reduced operational expensive and staff requirement, reduced risk of lost or damaged documents. Now trained knowledge workers required at branches to capture documents through scanners, MFPs, etc. There is one more capture scenario which we are saying completely distributed mail rooms are there, branch and field capture through mobile devices. Capture facilities extended to branches as well as mobile workforce, our field agents. Low volumes of documents captured at each location. Drastically reduced process turnaround time. Drastically reduced process turnaround time. So, for example, if you capture the document at the source itself, they will capture it, upload it, and the processing starts then and there itself. Increased productivity, reduced operational expenses in terms of printing, photocopying, couriering, optimal utilization of existing capture infrastructure, reduced risk of lost or damaged documents. Requirement for trained branch executives and field executives to capture documents through scanner, MFPs, smartphone and tablets. This is the one-time training need to be provided. So this is the capture scenario comparison. So mix and match of any type of scenario can be adopted as per the volumes, as per the industry, as per the exact business requirements. So distributed capture, capture from multiple sources. Distributed capture is a model that involves document capture at the place of origination, very important place of origination, across various offices and locations, whether throughout various floors of a building or across the world. So you can capture the document and then via secure mode you can upload those documents wherever it is required. But the processing is very important. If you capture the document, then you can process the documents properly. So now what? How it will happen? So we have, or we can say that the technology is a document exchange server. So this is for bulk scanning, thick scanning, a desktop based scanning can happen. So there is a tool which will able to help you in batch preparation of the documents, segregation of the documents, data extraction of the documents, automatic classification of the documents, and finally uploading those documents to wherever it is required. So it supports bulk scanning, web scanning, light browser based scanning, fax capture, email capture, so directly from email the documents can be captured, portal capture, capture documents from web portal third party application. Imagine a scenario. If a customer is sitting at home, he just log in to apply for a loan or for an insurance policy, and he can upload those documents onto a portal, entering certain data. He can get a ticket number, and there is a branch near to his home. He can go at a specified time, and he can go to the branch, and the branch says, yes, Mr. X, your documents, we have got it. It is your time. Now you to fill the application form, and we have already processed it. Mobile capture, capture right at the customer place, and content archive. So all those documents will be archived. So this is the story about distributed capture server. So you can capture the document from any source, process them, and finally archive them or wherever you want to put some data. So after processing of all these, you can have centralized document archival. You can give the documents to a business process management for processing of processes to, let us say in a BPO kind of scenario, to core applications, to portal, to other legacy applications. So once it is captured properly, you can provide the information or to the documents wherever it is required. So that's the architecture we are talking about. But to achieve this effectively, the capture part is very, very important. Just a few slides of, this is a web capture. You can capture the documents through web. So for example, you have a username and password. This is entirely a web-based system where there is a scanning button here, and you can, so automatically segregation of document will happen here. Segregation of documents, attaching certain data to the documents, and here the scanning. So this is highly secure mode where you can open the documents when you have a username and password. So you can put some annotations. This is the barcode sticker kind of thing. You can have annotations, you can put some notes on the document as you do on a physical document. Now this is a desktop based scanning. Again, we are saying that indexing with business values, batch and bulk scanning, scanning template designing, image enhancing operations in terms of deskew, noise removal, removal of borders, auto separation on barcode, blank page, and export document to a document management system. So here you can segregate or you can classify the documents properly. Now revolutionizing data capture on the move, one more method of capturing the documents. So the technology is Zappin. So there's a solution on a mobile capture where you can enter certain data, you can capture the application form, it will reduce the size of the image, and you can give this data to BPM, ECM, or the core application. It is a secure data transfer. Once uploaded, the documents you will not able to view on the mobile device itself. You cannot not able to view the documents from the gallery itself. Fax server, you can capture the document from faxes, and then import utility will throw the documents to a centralized archival. So some of the features are, this entire document capture service is simple deployment and easy to use. Single interface to capture paper or electronic documents from multiple sources. No device dependency. Deliver documents to appropriate business application. Compression of documents, very important. This is an important parameter in terms of the storage of documents and also retrieval. If the documents are compressed properly, the retrieval will become very, very fast. 65 to 70% we have achieved. Bandwidth optimization by scheduling uploads. For example, if you have a remote locations and the bandwidth is a constraint, just scan those documents or capture those documents and upload document when bandwidth utilization is low. Centralized administration and control of the entire exchange which we are talking about, or the Omni capture exchange server. So you have a centralized administration and control. No need, if you have a distribution, 2000 distribution channels or 5000 distribution channels, then you can administer all the channels centrally. There is no need to deploy or no need to manage those distributed environment at the source itself. Advanced imaging capabilities on the documents. You can crop certain portion of the documents. You can crop the photographs. You can crop the signatures. LDAP integration, that's single sign-on. This application can work with any BPM, ECM, or core applications technology, whether it is ERP, SAP, BAN, Microsoft, etc., anything, or a core banking solution, Finacle, FlexCube, or MySys, Temenos, or any insurance package. Real-time dashboards regarding the capture and deployed on cloud or in premise. So that's about the capture part of this, of the documents. Now you can ask questions regarding that. Over to you, Mohini. Hello? So can I take these questions? I'm taking up first question. Any latest info on apps for mobile capturing and transferring on real-time basis? We are aware for Dropbox, etc. Thanks. See, yes, there is a mobile technology available, Zappin, which is real time. You can capture the documents of any source which is related to banking, insurance, or anything. As per the product selected, you can enter certain data, scan those documents. The mobile capture, the technology is having a solution for processing of those documents and uploading on the real time basis to core banking or to uh, any other system. The technology is called Zappin. The next question, what are the compatible banking or other organization domain application with your application which can extract data from your apps and process digitally? See, we have worked with core banking such as Pinnacle, Temenos, FlexCube, Mises, Equation, and ERPs also. Data extraction by OCR, ICR, please explain more about it. Yes. See, we are processing those documents. The extraction of documents can happen through three major technologies, which is OCR, optical character recognition. You can extract data from a predefined zones. ICR, intelligent character recognition, also the handwritten, but it should be written in blocks properly, and scanned images onto a 300 dpi. And also OMR, optical mark recognition. For example, you have seen circles, cross marks in the application forms, etc. The accuracy level depends upon many parameters here. For example, the DPI need scan, how the customers are filling the application form, the boxes, and the design of those application forms. We have seen that OMR is almost 100% accurate, OCR is approximately 90% accurate, and ICR accuracy is from 40 to 80%, depending upon how you design that particular form and how the customers are filling that particular form. Normally, if it's an immigration form, they will, just fill it like that. But if they are applying for a loan or certain important document, they fill it properly, or certain passport application. But yes, we are doing that, and we have the technology with this. It is only to process. I'm taking next question from Mr. Rajiv Kumar. It is only to process data, or it includes data repository as well, and high about data retention. It includes both. it includes process data, or it is including data repository. Data retention or the document retention is basically the policies are applying on the documents, the retention, disposition, and the rules on the document that up to what time you want to keep the document into a warehouse or to a particular room, etc. So the policies can be applied on the documents. I am taking a next question. After a huge, for example, millions of gigabytes of data every year, amount of data is collected from different branches or offices, then how to have further mining and forecast? Kindly suggest some softwares if possible. See, there are certain data mining. If you are talking about documents, then it can be put into a repository and can be searched and viewed based on the metadata you have attached. But if it is data mining and the forecasting, the softwares are available, the BI tools, the SAS Informatica or the ETL tools are available in the market, which you can look at. When you say a cloud integration, so what is the base volume you are looking for business? See, base volume, normally it should have the document should be, for example, from anywhere from 100 or 200 documents per day, and minimum 10 users who are accessing those documents, 5 to 10 users. That is the minimum. The maximum can go up to a limit. How does it help the startup organization? See, startup organization can also capture the documents and put it into a centralized repository so that the documents are secure. If the the retention, or you can say that the attrition is very high in a startup organization. So if a person goes, he can go with lot of data and documents. So we can, if we have the documents in a centralized repository, we can actually stop that particular thing. How do you price this software? See, okay, I can tell you the Tanurag, the methodology of this pricing. The pricing depends upon two parameters. One is the licenses of this particular software, which depends upon the user volumes, that how many user wants to capture those documents and access those documents. And that's again is the implementation price, which depends upon how many number of branches, processes, or the capturing modes. For example, mobile you also want, fax you also want. So if you can specifically email me or a scope, or we can interact on email, so then it is probably a nice, then we can give you more idea about the pricing. Is it easy to implement this capture technique? Suresh Tachri, the next question, has left. He has already left. Kept in a student education, or it can confine it. No, you can implement it to a student education, for example, or for the colleges also. Neha Tandon, next question. What are the industries in which this solution is most relevant? See, though documents play important part in all corporates, but it is more relevant when it becomes the documents play very important part in terms of customer acquisition or the customer servicing, which is BFSI and telecom, as I per se. But manufacturing is also, more concerned about document. But BFSI and telecom is the sectors where this solution is more relevant. Will this be able to scan the forms and convert the entire data into digital editable format, for example, PDF to certain data that can be stored as document in database? See, you can scan all those documents and convert those documents into a TIFF or a PDF, and then archive them into a, not in a database, but in a file server, so that you can retrieve all those documents as and when required. And these documents are put it into a secure, logical folder type of a structure, and retrieval is very, very fast. The same question, which are the industries? I say banking, insurance, financial institution, telecom, manufacturing. Please explain ECM and DMS. See, that's a very, very vast area, Mr. Swapnil. In a broad sense, in 2 lines, document management system is basically a system where you can capture the document from multiple sources, archive those documents or any type of content, and retrieve as and when required from anywhere. So documents availability anytime in a secured environment. The document belongs to an organization and not to a person. So centralized archival, secure retrieval of those documents, and also the proper organized documents. Is it more beneficial for core banking? It is beneficial for any kind of system, I must say, Mr. Rajendra. So in one way, what does it, Mr. Saurabh Sanyal, so in one way, what does it capture the images of the document, process it and sends to the customer instantly? That's only one part of it. You can capture the document from any source, process it and archive it or send to for further processing. For example, if we take any process in an insurance company, claims process, new business process, you capture the document and you process it for approval of those particular documents, and then customer, you are not sending the document to the customer, you are sending the acknowledgements that can also be sent. I don't want my data, Praveen Unial, I don't want my data to be compromised at any level. So tell me about the security policy of such system. First of all, we are dealing with the documents. The documents are stored in a very secure format. You cannot open those documents without this system is having. You cannot print those documents if you do not have right. You cannot annotate. You cannot view those documents. So the security policy is much, much better whatever today you have for accessing those documents if you have not such kind of systems. Garima Rai, are there any specific infrastructure requirement for distributed capture? As such infrastructure requirement, it depends upon the modes of capture. For example, if scanning is a mode of capture, you need a scanner and a desktop is attached to it. If it is a mobile capture, you need a mobile capture device. If it is an email, then okay, you are already having an email for these distributed captures. And at the central, you are having a server who is processing those particular documents. That is normal scanning process. Where is the distinction between the distributed capture processing we are taking out? So that's not a normal scanning process. Normal scanning process do not process document. It cannot compress document. It cannot OCR document. It cannot auto-categorize the document. It cannot read barcode sticker, barcode separator of a document. And it cannot create a logical folder structure if you are sending those documents into a archival repository. So there is a clear distinction between this distributed capture and a normal scanning. Normal scanning, if you do it, you can send it across through emails, which may loss in transit. There is no monitoring and tracking of those. If you send it through across this system, you know who captured the document, when, at what time, and when it reached to the head office, and he can open it through in a secure environment. He cannot say, I have not scanned that particular document, or the number of pages also. Mr. Naveen Kumar, can we integrate a multi-scanner to your application? Yes, probably. You can scan as many as scanners. You can use MFPs if you want. Which is the best ECM tool as per you nowadays? How you start learning it from basics? See, as per me, OmniDocs is a best ECM tool because it's our tool. But you can search into the market. There are many ECM tools available. Mr. Abhishek Mishra. What kind of core IT infrastructure needed for the function of Omni capture? Mr. Ajit, as I earlier explained you, for capture, for mobile, you need mobile capture device, which is 3.2 megapixel camera, and Android or you know the as a operating system, or Apple, and for example, for scanning, you should have a scanner at the branch, and for one centralized server at the central operations to manage all these distributed capture techniques. Rahul Shah, how do you see the future of this maybe after 3-5 years? See, the future is, first of all, today the entire documents need to be captured properly, archived properly in a logical fashion in a secure environment. So that retrieval of the documents should be very, very important criteria. So as we have mentioned as an eye opener, that you have seen that how many resources we are wasting for this, for accessing. So now you can imagine that what is the future of this. Meaning of LDAP is Active Directory Authentication. Abhishek Mishra, how about FileNet versus all other tools? See, the comparison is available on the internet. We can send the comparison with our tool. Our tool is called OmniLogs and OmniCapture. What is the core technology software used here within? The core name of the softwares are OmniScan, OmniDocs, OmniFlow, etc. And we work on Java J2EE.
Well, thank you so much for the insightful presentation, Varun. I hope you've answered all the questions. If this is a request to the attendees, if you have some more questions, you can send them now.
They have my email ID. We can send it. Should I give my email ID also here, or you can share with them?
Yeah, sure. You can share your email ID. Well, thank you so much, Varun, for sharing your email ID with our attendees. It was a great session. I would also like to thank all our participants for their support in making this webinar a success. The recording of this session would be available on techgeek.com on the webinar page by today evening. Thank you all. Have a great day.